Hi, welcome to My Mini Addiction. This is week 41 of my 22 painting vlog, and I had two goals for this week. Number one, finish the Mechanica mansion, and then the second one was to paint 14 minis so that way I can hit the 900 mark. There's another milestone, 900 minis I've painted since January 1st. So excited about that. But the first thing that I totally did is I spent a ton of time on this place. So this I had been 3D printing. So if you saw last week's video a week ago, I finished all the parts, and then I spent a ton of time this week getting it all painted up. Now everything still comes apart on the whole thing. So all of it opens up. And then I also, what took a little extra time is I went through and I made some of these pipes. I connected them with little magnets because I wanted to be able to, still open up the whole thing and then be able to, oops, let me get it all lined up, back up, and then be able to hook, these pieces back on, where they went. So it took a little bit of extra fitting with the tiny little magnets, and then I had to take a little bit of some of the two-part epoxy putty to kind of mold onto the ends of the pipes where the PLA was, and then I kind of smoothed some seams with a little bit of I did some putty, smoothed it over with some UV resin to kind of make it so you couldn't see all the seam lines on a lot of the pipes, and so that took quite a bit of time, but it's done. I was so excited to do this. This is very different from a lot of the other buildings that I've done, but anyway, it was just a ton of fun, and I'm going to probably make a separate little video. I took some progress pictures as I kind of went through the different steps of putting it together, so I'll put something together with that. When I finally do, I will put a link in the description, but as of filming this, I haven't put that part together yet. And then for minis, I got the 14 because 14 is what I needed to hit that 900. So I did some from the game Black Rose Wars. I had some undead soldiers. So I did those. A couple other some Reaper stuff. I found another undead pirate that I somehow missed from a couple weeks ago, but I've got tons of minis. They kind of get mixed up in different places. And then I did a couple of Halloween Sophies from Reaper, and those were pewter models. So did those. One of them was, so it's two parts. So it's Sophie as a witch, and she's sitting on a pumpkin, and then she had a separate cauldron, and I needed to put them on a base. Well, a 1-inch base was too small, and a 2-inch base just seemed too huge. So I compromised and glued them onto a poker chip. It was just the right size, and it worked out perfect. Then in the new mini category, we still 3D printed a bunch more stuff. So I know last week I was talking about Arson Guild and Archvillain, and at the time I was filming, we had printed some Archvillain, but it actually wasn't last week. It was part of this week, just because I paint to a certain time, and then sometimes it's another day or so before I actually film my recap. So the Archvillain stuff is going on this week's video, plus a bit more Artisan Guild. We've actually taken a break for a few days. We did run out of resin, so we won't be 3D printing any more resin models until our next resin shipment comes in. So I get a little break on that because I had been spending a ton of time sitting there attaching everything and then figuring out, because every once in a while, a hand doesn't form right, or, or a weapon or something small like that. And then we got to figure out what pieces are missing and then go back and put them together. And luckily with Artisan Guild is so many of the hands and the weapons are all modular, so you can, take other ones and they can work out. And so, it gives you a lot of flexibility on what you your models to look like, because you could take the same model and you change, hands and weapons on a bunch, and then you can really change the look of it and make it seem like, it's a different, character. So that's pretty neat. But anyway, I was just so excited. Hit that 900. So definitely shooting for 1,000. And I have, when I do finally reach that 1,000 point, I'm going to gather all 1,000 of those minis and lay them all out so you can kind of see everything all together. I know I talk about it. 1,000 is a huge number, and until you see them like all together, I think it's almost a little hard to comprehend like how big that really is. So that's something in the works. Also have been still working on the Magic and Mages from Tabletop Terrain. So this is also Tabletop Terrain. So I'm still working on their wizard village or city or whole thing. It's going to be a big project. And what I'm going to do is actually end up making another... Oh, cat! Hey! Sorry. Kitty's hungry, trying to get my attention. I'm going to make a separate series that goes through actually progress. No, come here. All right, sorry. Guinevere's going to be in the video for the rest of the time. The progress on the 3D printing and painting and kind of putting together this whole wizard village. So that's going to be a separate video, probably going to start it pretty soon. I've showed a few of the buildings that I've already made, but I've got a bunch more stuff. This last week I did a clock tower, we got a lookout tower, we've got there's a market shop or merchant shop, there's a bunch of things that I have been printing. I haven't even put everything all together yet, so that will be a fun thing, and then that will be kind of a video series as I walk through, putting this whole thing together as it goes, because I'm just going to kind of in the background be printing up a lot of this stuff. So that's something to look forward to here soon. But anyway, let's take a look at the minis for this week. All the painted ones, all the 3D printed ones. So excited to hit 900. Thanks for watching, as I've gone through this journey, and looking so forward to hitting 1,000 and beyond.